make a Boss multi-effects guitar processor even better. You add a touchscreen, of course. So not only does the new GX-100 come fully loaded with pretty much every Boss guitar and bass effect and amp model, it's also by far the easiest to get around and definitely the most fun thanks to the clever design of the new touchscreen. Adding and removing effects is as simple as dragging them down from the top menu, and to rearrange the effects blocks, simply drag them to a new location. You can make adjustments either using the touchscreen or the 4 knobs below, which can be set to your favorite parameters. This is probably the screen you're going to use the most. So this is essentially your whole effects chain, your amplifiers, speakers, and you can also access all of the different effects that you're going to want to try out. From this screen, if you want to access all of your different effects, you hit the effects palette button, and along the top is the huge menu of effects. The great thing they've done is they've kept it color coordinated as per all of the different Boss compact pedals. So those colors that you get used to seeing, like your orange and your yellow for overdrives and distortions, phases that are green, choruses are blue. So they've kept that kind of theme, which makes it so much easier when you're looking for effects. This is the home screen where you can basically go through your different patches. What you're seeing on the screen is all of the switches and what they're assigned to do, and you're able to also control those on the screen themselves. Now the new tuner screen is fantastic. It's got different modes that you can use depending on what your preference for tuning is, whether you like a strobe, whether you like to use polytune or the standard Boss kind of a readout. On the right hand side here is a polytuner. Now I'm currently tuned to E flat, so in order for that to work, all I have to do is use the little poly offset down the bottom and just drop it down by a semitone. If you prefer a strobe tuner, you've got that option as well. Or you can split them up. So here you've got polytune and strobe, or you can have polytune and the standard readout. If you haven't used the touchscreen very much and you're a bit unsure, they've given you a way to be able to use the knobs for most of the controls as you're getting used to it. So back to the main effects screen, there's a little menu item here, and you've got knob view. And basically that's all of your effects that you've currently got on in the chain. And then you can just go through and use your more standard form of editing. This is also great if you want to be able to see more of the parameters at once. So bring up the amp mode in the knob view, and then you're going to see most of your controls on the one screen. That is beefy. One thing I can see straight up is that there is a fuzz on the front end, so I might just turn that off for a listen. If you want to turn any of the effects on and off on the screen, you just select them and then tap on them to turn them off. What else do we have? There's also a pitch shifter here in the blue. I'm not going to use that, so I could just turn it off, but what I'm going to do is just delete it out of the chain. So all you have to do is touch it and then just drag it away. I might just turn the amp gain down a little bit, so I'm just going to select it. So we'll turn the gain down a bit. I'm going to try the fuzz back on again. I'm just going to switch over to a different fuzz. Now down here we have a script phaser, obviously very famously used by Mr. Eddie Van Halen. So I'm going to switch that on and let's have a listen. Now that doesn't quite have the Eddie sound. The reason for that is the position of the phaser. Currently it is after the amplifier, which is not where he would use it, and probably not where most people use it to get that authentic kind of sound. So all we have to do to move it to a different spot is hold onto it, drag it to wherever you want to try it. So one of the great things is that you can try your effects in different orders and do it very, very quickly and come up with some new sounds. So let's try the Hendrix sound where you have the uni vibe and the fuzz in a different position than they're most commonly used. So we're going to scroll along here till we get to our modulations. There it is there, classic vibe. If I want to put that in place of another effect, I just drag it straight on top of it. This is a killer version of the uni vibe, I gotta say. Really good. So at the moment we've got the vibe going into the fuzz, going into the amp. I just realized why that sounded so cool but interesting, because it's the octave fuzz. It actually sounds really good though. So that's an example of happy accidents, because you can just try things. That's a great sound, and that's the kind of typical way that you have your pedal order there at the front. What Hendrix did though is he had his fuzz first, so let's just move the fuzz to the front of the chain now. Both sounds are awesome, but it gives you a couple of different options. I'm just going to have a blast for a few patches. That one is a keeper. Sorry, I felt I had to do that because it says it's high gain lead. You guys might want to go grab a cup of tea, a piece of toast or something, because I could be here for a long time. The touchscreen just makes it so much easier to be able to navigate all of the possibilities. Basically, as quickly as you're able to think of it, you're actually able to make those sounds happen. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a bit of a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you again really soon.